Hello folks, as you can see I'm running some trains here. I know I've posted videos in the past but I don't want to say anything, but thought I'd maybe give a little info on this layout here. This is a clubhouse for the Orlando Society of Model Railroaders Train Club. They've been around in one form or another for about 20 years. My understanding is they've been in this particular location for the last 12 or so. And as you can see, this is a pretty massive layout. It's about 95% complete, and as you can see, has all sorts of varieties of buildings and environment here. It's kind of an ensemble layout. You have rural areas, you have industrial areas like this chemical plant here you see before you. And you got the railroad roundhouse area over here. Then of course we have the main yard just on the other side of this overpass here. And as we go down here, we'll see more mountainous, kind of a old style lumber mill type operation. Over here on the other side you'll see a coal mine, and of course mountain areas in the back here. And the time frame that this basically represents would be anywhere from, say, the 1940s to 60s, possibly early 70s. But each individual member here has kind of put their own little touch on this layout, and you also see a whole variety of vehicles on this train layout here as well. Try to focus here. This is a trolley station, and those trolleys do function. And this, of course, represents a railroad station back in the day. Here's the passenger platform here, where the passenger trains pull into the station here, and then obviously they go upstairs to get the trolleys to wherever. And kind of follow the trolley track here. It does go into the city, as you can see here. Nice little Central Park area here. Got a band playing underneath the veranda. As you can see, the city's pretty well detailed. You got, some of them are lit, like in here. Got some street lamps that are lit. You have people doing activities here. You can see here close up. Of course, we have some signage here. As you can see, the sign there is lit. See if I can close in on that. I don't know if you can make that out or not. And like I said, a whole variety of the signage here. Anyway, let me work my way over towards the other side here. I also kind of want to keep an eye on my train. As you can see, we also have a bit of a port facility here. Got a tugboat. Needs to have some repair work done on it. And of course you got some dockside cranes here. Kind of got a container area for what they call intermodal. And again, more close-ups of the layout here with the signage and detail. Got a fireboat here. Again, it's kind of needs a little bit of work on it. I actually have a model of that myself. I believe that was it's an actual fireboat that was used as part of the New York City Fire Department. It was one of the largest fireboats that the U.S. ever used, but it's been out of service for a while. And coming up on this train here, this is a Union Pacific, what they call the U-50. Or U-boat. As you can see, it sits pretty tall. It's one of the tallest locomotives that was ever built. Now, what it's pulling here, I actually had to improvise. These are passenger cars, obviously, from Southern Pacific Railroad. Before there was Amtrak, pretty much your major railroads, Southern Pacific, Union Pacific, Santa Fe, all had their own passenger trains. And then the government decided that we're just going to unify them all. So by the starting in the 60s and pretty much by the 70s, all the passenger service was put under the auspices of Amtrak. Now, like I said, I kind of had to improvise here because I did have a train, a locomotive that had the same color scheme as the cars you see here, but it didn't have enough pulling power, and I didn't bring any other locomotives that would be appropriate for passenger trains, and I wanted to test out this U50, and plus I wanted to show some trains running for you guys. And yes, as you can see, the interiors are lit. It's a simple method of electricity flowing through the tracks here. There's copper conductors that are on the train cars there that power the lights. And that's basically that. As I said, let me work my way around the train area here. I got a mobile home park here, as you can see. We got some vehicles here. One of our guys is pretty detailed with fiber optics, and he's wired some of these vehicles here with the headlights and other lights inside, interiors. And here's the back area here. As you can see, this is like our parking area for our train cars. This right here is our ore car set. It's over just about, I think, just like 190 some ore cars, and this was kind of a typical ore train. When you put it all together, that they would pull. And again, more staging areas for our cars and so on. Get a better view here. This is the old roundhouses they had back in the day. And the turntable, well, I haven't used it, I haven't seen it being used in a while, but it is functional. Of course, this is the train yard where the locomotives are serviced. You can see here's the control panel for said turntable. And again, more back areas of the yard and so on and so forth. Got a junkyard here. And here's the back end of the of where I was originally. Again, I want to show some more. Try to get in here. Of course, we kind of squeezed in here. Another railroad station. Squeeze through here. There we go. And kind of show you some details of the mountains. See, this is kind of done up as a lumber camp. You got the, see the detail. Got the trestle here. Got some. Got to have our still. Oh yeah, we got dinosaurs here too. And again, more. The mountainous terrain area here, and again, another mini roundhouse. And you can see that. See a flashing light in here. Hopefully, pretty soon. Come on, flash! Great. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's to represent. There's welding going on in there, and that's just a simple LED light that's on a timer, obviously. And again, this shows more of the lumber area here where the sawmill is. And here we are meeting up with my train again. Focus on that for a minute. Also, as you can see, a little bit here, focus on that. Got the traditional logs going downstream into the sawmill. And to see the area in there, as you can see the detailed the interior. Like I said, the guys in this club here, they don't do anything halfway here. I mean, they're they put detail into this layout here to make it as real as possible. You can see here, this is on this creek here to give you an idea about detail. Simple like where the shallow area is before it drops off. And we've got some people fishing here. I guess one of our junior members may have placed that boat there. It didn't exactly look railroad standard for this layout, but you got a rural farm area here. Try to pan slowly. Of course, this is a grain silo elevator here. More industrial areas. And we got some inside jokes here, although I think this is pretty self-explanatory in regards to the inside joke. BS fabricators. And again, some details here being loaded. Then we'll show more of the mountain area here, kind of weaving in between shares and stuff that our club members have. Of course, like I said, this is the mountain area here. You can see very detailed. Of course, this is a coal mine area here where take the coal directly out of the mine and load them up into the coal cars down below. And again, this is kind of a, like I said, it's sort of an ensemble, you know, in regards to the time stream. I mean, here we are, we got maybe about a 1920s, 1930 era truck next to, I'd call it a 1950 station wagon. So, and, well, another 1950s era car, maybe 60s with the fishtail trunk back there. I'd say 50s, but. And of course, once again, we got some, you know, 1920 era vehicles, but kind of like our frontier, really rural town, mountain towns, and that kind of stuff. Again, it's all kind of done up in the era of the 30s, 1920s. Although it's kind of a, that right there's kind of a 1930s era car. And we got our military represented here. Got a army column here, towing a tank. And most of these vehicles here are era 1940s. And you got a little private farm here. Trying to get around here, the tree's kind of blocking things. So you got the tractor. And we got our outhouse. Guys take care of business, don't want to bother them too much. This area here is basically, as you can see, is just kind of just rural mountains. You know, no real development here in regards to, you know, civilization. And just work my way down here. Some individual things here. Well, the tree fell over. Yeah, they, you know, they need to kind of, let's see, got some more trees falling over here. I've been away for a little bit, so, you know, the things have kind of fallen a little bit by the wayside, so kind of put some things in their place. But anyway, that's pretty much the layout. Here we go, got the good timing here, got the train coming in, get a nice little shot of it traveling through the mountains. And I think on that note, I'll go ahead and close it. But anyway, this is kind of the front of our clubhouse here, kind of hang back here, give you an idea of the size of the club. Oh yeah, one area here I kind of forgot to talk about. This little side area here has been a project that they've been working on. I don't know if it's going to actually connect with the main layout. You know, there's kind of a gap where there's a rear exit that kind of keeps that from happening, but some of the train club guys, you know, they were wanted to develop this side here, and they had enough you know, space to work with it here. But actually, as you can see, it's still not quite complete. These flat buildings here, obviously, to represent future buildings that are like this here, you know, kind of cut in half and stood up against the wall. You pan here again, get another place, you know, gathering coal. This here is a kind of a modern railroad locomotive service depot. Kind of want to, hold on, give me a minute here. I want to put my controller down. I want to put it on the layout. Anyway, you get some better views here. But the reason why I want to put it down is I want to open this up here because this roof is not attached. And inside you see a service type area here. Right here you got the pit that service underneath the locomotive, you know, for checking it for, you know, any kind of wear, tear, maintenance, changing of the fluids and so on and so forth. Pan back, go ahead and grab my controller. Again, more views of the mountain area here. Believe it or not, actually, to kind of get access to certain areas here, the top of this mountain does come off to kind of see, get real close. You can see where the split is, where it can be removed. And the material is just styrofoam. I mean, so it's you know, very light, so it's not like it can be removed, you know, not without much difficulty. Again, this is supposed to roll along here. You can see they still area still needs to be developed, and they got it going behind the refrigerator. And you can see they're still kind of working on this area here. Of course, this is where I got my car stashed and all this. And right here is sort of the gap that, you know, they kind of were debating whether or not to have like a special fold-up, fold-down, because obviously we need to keep this door, you know, free and clear. But anyway, and of course, this area here is where clean the wheels of the locomotives. And got the oil there. You just put it on the shop towel thing there, and you just turn that on to have the locomotive run. Obviously, you hold it in place and get the wheels cleaned up on those things. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the grand tour of the layout here. It's you know, pretty impressive, and hopefully giving you some good insight into it, some good information. And I'll go ahead and sign off. So have a nice day.